Story time! A visitor for Bear. No one ever came to Bear's house. It had always been that way, and Bear was quite sure he didn't like visitors. He even had a sign. No visitors allowed. One morning, Bear heard a tap, tap, tap at his front door. Let's see who was there. When he opened the door, there was a mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. "No visitors allowed," Bear said, pointing to his sign. He closed the door and went back to the business of making his breakfast. He set out 1 cup and 1 spoon, but when he opened the cupboard to get 1 bowl... Well, let's see what's in the cupboard. There was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. There he is. Look at him. "I told you to leave," cried the bear. "Perhaps we could have a spot of tea," said the mouse. "Out!" commanded the bear. "Most sorry," said the mouse. "I'll be going." Bear showed him to the door and shut it firmly. Then he went back to the business of making his breakfast. But when he opened the bread drawer for 1 slice of bread, what do you think's going to be in the bread drawer? What do you think? I think so too. There was the mouse! Small and gray and bright-eyed. Ah! Does Bear look angry? He does. That little mouse. "Unbelievable!" rumbled the bear. "Away with you, that moose!" "I do like a bit of cheese," said the mouse. Bear pointed a rigid claw to the door. "Yes, then, here I go," said the mouse. "Farewell." And the mouse whisked out the door. This time Bear shut the door firmly and he locked it tight. He locked the windows too, for good measure. That was a good idea, huh? Then once again he went back to the business of making his breakfast. But when he opened the refrigerator to get 1 egg... What's in the refrigerator? There was the mouse! Gray and small and bright-eyed, of course. "Be gone!" roared the bear. "A crackling fire?" ventured the mouse. "This is impossible, intolerable, insufferable!" cried the bear, shaking with anger and disbelief. "Terribly sorry," murmured the mouse. "Now you see me, now you don't. I'm gone." And the mouse looked very sorry indeed while he waited for Bear to unbolt the door and let him out again. This time, before he went back to the business of making his breakfast, Bear shut the door very, very firmly and locked it, boarded the window shut, stopped up the chimney, and even plugged the drain in the bathtub. He's making sure Mouse doesn't get back in. See what happens next. Carefully, Bear set about his business of making his breakfast. He opened the cupboard. Ah, no mouse. He opened the bread drawer. Nothing. Phew. He opened the fridge. Mouse-free indeed. He lifted the lid to the tea kettle. There was the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. Bear fell to the floor and wept. I give up. You win. I'm undone. So sorry, said the mouse, but perhaps if I could just a bit of cheese and a cup of tea, and do you think we could unstopper the chimney and have a nice fire? Bear blew his nose with a loud honk. But then you must go, he sniffed. No visitors allowed, said the bear. You have my word, said the mouse. Bear unshuttered and unboarded the windows, and he unlocked the door. He unstoppered the chimney, and he unplugged the drain. He brought out 2 plates of cheese and 2 teacups. He made a crackling fire in the fireplace for 2 sets of toes. The mouse warmed his feet and nibbled and sipped, and Bear did too. They sat for a long while. The clock in Bear's house ticked loudly. Bear cleared his throat. The mouse looked most attentive. No one had ever been most attentive to Bear. The fire is nice, Bear announced. Lovely, said the mouse. No one had ever said Bear's fires were lovely. I can do a headstand, said Bear. Very impressive, exclaimed the mouse. Bear told a joke, and the mouse laughed heartily. No one had ever laughed at Bear's jokes before. Bear began to think of another joke. The mouse set down his teacup. Bear quickly lifted the teapot. There's plenty more, he said. Oh, so sorry, said Mouse. Most kind, but I must be on my way. Really? You needn't go, said Bear. I'm off, said Mouse, springing up from his chair. Wait, cried Bear. But the mouse stepped out the door. Toodly-loo, said the mouse. Don't go, wailed the bear, throwing his body across the path. But I gave you my word, said the mouse, pointing at the no visitors sign. Oh, that, cried Bear, pulling down the sign and tearing it up. That's for salesmen, not for friends. Not for friends? Asked the mouse, small and gray and bright-eyed. Bear nodded. The mouse's bright eyes glowed brighter. Bear smiled. Do you like 1 lump or 2, said Bear, most politely. I like 2, said the mouse, and Bear agreed. The end. That was a fun story. That little mouse sure surprised us, didn't he? I'll see you next time. Bye.